Now, a special presentation from the KTVB Newsroom. Bronco Roundup Game Day starts now.
Good afternoon and happy game day. It is Championship Saturday here in Sin City. The Boise State football team back on the Mountain West's biggest stage for the 7th time in program history. Nobody has visited the Mountain West Conference Championship game more in league history than the Boise State football team. Tonight, they will take on the UNLV Rebels, an upstart program that is having one of their best seasons in program history. Should be a fun one. You can see the boys are on the field warming up live behind me. We are 1 hour from kickoff here inside Allegiant Stadium. Welcome to Bronco Roundup Game Day. I'm your host, Jay Tust. Brady Frederick is going to join us from back in Boise in just a second here, but like I said, the Broncos chasing a Mountain West Conference championship. Hardware they have not hoisted since 2019. A number of the guys on this current roster trying to bring the trophy back to Boise for the first time in their respective playing careers. I mentioned it, Brady Frederick is standing by. He is back in the KTVB studios. Happy Championship Saturday, Brady.
Yeah, happy Championship Game Day to you as well, Jay. This is an exciting game, just an hour away from kickoff. You take a look at the journey it's been for the Broncos through all the ups and downs they've had. They had one of their worst starts to the season in decades. They had a leadership change, but they believed in themselves the entire way through, and now they are fired up behind interim head coach Spencer Danielson, looking for their first Mountain West title since back in 2019. We'll see if they can get it done.
We will see if they can get it done, Brady. Well, kind of looking at all of this game, and Boise State has a great chance to get that championship and bring it back home. I think the interesting thing about this matchup, though, is how far Boise State has come to get to this point. The odds that they have overcame to get to this point. Boise State Sports Information Director Patrick Walsh did the math for us, right? For Air Force and Fresno State to both lose as near 3 touchdown favorites, and for the Broncos to win out, well, their chances of actually playing in the Mountain West Conference Championship game as of a month ago was about 1%. Yet here they are playing once again on the biggest stage the Mountain West has to offer. 0.1%, as Lloyd Christmas once said on the movie Dumb and Dumber, so you're saying there's a chance. We'll keep it here live on the field while I tell you this next bit of information. Boise State was able to overcome all the odds, and now they're back in the Mountain West Conference Championship game. Yesterday, when they arrived in Vegas, they beelined for the press conference, and well, everyone was captivated by how Boise State managed to pull all this off.
We've talked about it as a team. I mean, you lose that game to Fresno, the bus ride to the airport, and really just regrouping as a team with really the thoughts that at this point there's no shot at a championship anymore. But still, our players, our staff never flinched, and every reason to. And then all of a sudden you beat New Mexico, and the head coach gets let go. Still, things are looking like what's going on, and our players, our staffs still never flinched. And even going through all those moments, just being able to go back to work, do it for each other, because at the end of the day, that's all you had in those moments. There wasn't anything outside. No one's talking about, oh, championship run. All it is no, we're going to do this for each other. We're going to do this for these seniors. And then little by little, you win a game, and some things happen outside of your control, and we're sitting here, and our players deserve every bit of it. Our coaching staff deserves every bit of it because they never flinched.
It's unbelievable. I mean, just having the opportunity to be, like you said, have one more week with the boys and one step closer to our goal. It's just a blessing and an opportunity we're not taking for granted. We're enjoying every minute of it, from practices, walkthroughs, film sessions. We're just enjoying all of it. And we come to Boise State to win championships, and this is a great opportunity for us, and we're just excited to be a part of it.
The atmosphere inside Allegiant Stadium certainly beginning to pick up. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape for today's matchup. UNLV, 9 wins, the second most they've ever claimed in a single season in program history. You can see they know how to score, over 35 points per game on the offensive side. Boise State better at moving the ball on offense. And how about this? The Broncos possess the better defense. Now Boise State at under 25 points per game allowed is all of a sudden inside the top 70 in scoring defense. That's actually impressive considering they spent a good portion of the season outside of the top 100. Now, with all this being said, these two programs have very different histories. UNLV has put together just their third 9-win season in the last 46 years. The Broncos have 20 such seasons in the last 28 years. Yesterday, Rebels head coach Barry Odom was quick to point out everything he admires about the consistent winning ways of the blue and orange.
Yeah, he's done a tremendous job since taking over. I think they've got a great coaching staff. You can tell the culture of their team, the way that they play extremely hard. They're well coached. They've recruited well. They've got great players. You look at the things on a national stage this conference has done over the years. Boise, a lot of times, is in that conversation. So a lot of respect for them, their program, what they've accomplished. And we're excited about the opportunity to have a chance to play them in the championship game.
With good reason, we're excited to be playing in the Mountain West Conference Championship game. You can see the field here at Allegiant Stadium. Not a hint of Pac-12 logos anywhere. Last night, that championship game was played here. The Mountain West turned this place over completely in about 6 hours, and as you can see right now, a top-notch venue for the Mountain West Conference Championship game as the two best teams in the league battle for the hardware. Whenever we go on the road, we like to get around these venues and do a little stadium tour. So here's a look around the second most expensive venue in the world. Welcome to Allegiant Stadium, home to the Las Vegas Raiders and UNLV Rebel football program. This domed, multi-purpose venue is a paradise located in Paradise, Nevada. They broke ground on this place in 2017 and it opened in 2020. At $1.9 billion, it is the second most expensive sports venue in the entire world. It holds over 72,000 people. It has reader boards that line the entire facility, 6,000 club seats, and the roof is even transparent. This will likely be the loudest stadium tour we ever do. Allegiant Stadium is the epicenter of Conference Championship Week. Yes, the Mountain West gets to take over this venue on Saturday, but on Friday it belongs to the Pac-12 as the conference, as we've known it, plays the final game in its 108-year history. The turnaround to get this place ready for the Mountain West Conference Championship game will be insane. Technically, the conference doesn't take over the venue until 3 a.m., roughly 9 hours before kickoff. Mountain West Conference Commissioner Gloria Navarro has told me today, though, that they will erase any remnants of this game by kickoff tomorrow, and the Mountain West will, quote, have a top-notch look to their game here inside Allegiant Stadium. That an NFL head coach can join us here on Bronco Roundup game day. Antonio Pierce, the father of DeAndre Pierce. Right now you're leading this program. I'm curious, how much do you still pay attention to the blue and orange since your son played here?
Well, obviously, whenever your son or a family member, goes to a program in a college and given that opportunity, you always follow. And obviously, before Andy Avalos situation, good friends with Andy as well, so I was always supporting the blue.
Just from a broad perspective, what do you think about the Broncos, as much as you can pay attention to and as much as you can say?
Well, it's like always, right? They're going to play hard effort. I want to see what kind of trick plays they got tonight. You always expect that, but, these guys are blue-collar guys. When you watch them, that's why my son committed there. Fundamentals, technique, that's important. Coaching is important in family environment.
I know DeAndre's still kind of keeping his foot in just in case an opportunity to play opens up. But what is your guys' father-son connection like now that he is kind of dabbling in the coaching world at the college level?
Yeah, I laugh about it. Ever since he was little, he's kind of like followed that path, right? And for him making his own name for himself, had an opportunity with the Raiders last year, didn't quite work out. Now he's in the coaching. He's at Cal Poly. And I think he has a bright future. Obviously, he's a smart football player, smart coach. I don't know where he gets that from, but But no, listen, man, he has a love and a passion for it, and I'm excited to see what happens.
I'll get you out of here on this. Boise State's going through their own coaching thing right now. You're the interim head coach of the Raiders. We saw how passionate and inspired your group seemed to respond to you. What is the key as an interim head coach to getting that buy-in and hoping that translates to wins?
Yeah, I don't think it matter about if you're interim or not. It's just, coaching, period. You want to bring your team together, play with that passion, that effort, that pride. I told him you represent a couple things. The last name on the back of that jersey, and obviously the shield and the brand of the Raiders. And I think our guys have really bought into that. It's great to see. Obviously, want to get some more wins on our belt, but more importantly, the purpose is there and the effort is there.
Antonio, we really appreciate you joining us on Bronco Roundup Game Day. Antonio Pierce, interim head coach of the Oakland Raiders. Hey, let's check out what Boise State's sporting today on the field. They're going to be rocking their all-blue classic uniform look. It's going to be sharp, and when Boise State rocks their all-blue uniforms, they are 112-7. And all time. So
you told me that's where the win's coming at tonight.
That's where the wins. Hey, you look good, play good, right, Antonio?
That's part of it. Prime tells you all the time up there in Colorado, so that's a big part of the game. Blue's good.
As long as we're talking about guys in the NFL, Scott Matlock, just over across the way, suiting up for the Chargers. He had this to say to inspire the boys on game day. Take a listen.
Put that on Channel 7.
What's up, Bronco Nation? It's Scott Matlock here checking in. I just wanted to give the boys in blue a quick shout out. In anticipation for the championship game this week. I know you guys are ready. I know you guys have been through hell this season, and you guys are battle tested. You guys are no doubt the toughest, most disciplined team competing in this game, and you just need to go out there and show it. And all the BS that's happened this season, it doesn't matter anymore. The only thing that matters this week is going 1-0. Going 1-0. It doesn't matter what's happened. It doesn't matter your previous record. It doesn't matter what bowl game you might play in. The only thing that matters is this game right now. I know Coach D is getting you guys right. I know you guys are excited and you guys are juiced. None of you have to be Superman. You just got to go out there and do your job, and everything's going to take care of itself. Wish you guys the best of luck, man. I'm rooting you on from afar. As always, bleed blue.
Bronco Roundup's Roadmap to Victory is sponsored by Treasure Valley Ford Stores.
I think he's one of the best players on the West Coast. He's grateful for everything. The first time Amed got a protein shake, it was like I gave him $1 million. It was like, can I get one of these after every workout? I'm like, you can get 2 if you want. And it was like, oh man, Coach D is the best thing ever, right? The only thing Amed wants is what's best for his teammates, and that's uncommon in college football. There's a big difference between wanting to be great and earning that every single day. Amed earns it every single day. And so little by little, day by day, week by week, you just know he's going to develop.
Kind of started rough in the beginning of the year, and I kind of had doubt.
Amed Hassanin.
Can I do this? Am I that player? Coach D been on me, like, yes, I believe in you, and you're that guy. You're going to be someone really good in the future. And
he literally will say that, like, Coach, whatever you need, I'm your guy. To be able to get the production he's gotten recently, he deserves it. He deserves every bit of it, and I'm excited for him to continue to grow and even be better.
So there's so much to prove. I'm not done yet. I'm not settled. I'm never settled. So much room to grow. And I'm excited, and I can't wait to do it with this staff and Coach D, and it's an honor, and I can't wait.
Amed Hassanin is one of the most compelling stories you'll find, not only on the Boise State roster, but throughout the entire college football landscape. In 2018, he moved from Egypt to Southern California, learned English, learned football, and eventually became a Division I athlete. I'm here with his brother, Corey Besh, who has been with him the entire way. Thank you for coming in and joining us in studio today.
Yeah,
and
it's great to see you again, Brady.
Man, last time we were talking, he was a guy who had a lot to prove, was passionate about being able to do it. We turned it around at this point in the season. He was an all-Mountain West player, first teamer. How special has this been to be alongside with him?
I mean, it's been amazing. Like, it's the culmination to the journey, but it's still going, right? It's getting that starting opportunity when when it was finally his time, I knew he was going to step up. You didn't know he was going to step up to this extent, right? With the sack streak and those national numbers, it's been impressive, and it's just been really a blessing to be here with him and be able to be there on that journey on the sideline, cheering him on and seeing him be successful.
It's crazy to think it's so hard already to become a Division I football player, but he's picked up the sport in a couple of years and even had to deal with COVID and things like that as he continued to hone his craft and try to get looks. What were your favorite memories training him through that back at your days in Anaheim, California?
What people don't realize is Loera High School was one of the smallest no-name programs in the lowest division in Southern California. So you didn't really have a comparison stick, right? Anything to compare. So some of the funnier things are like having him practice against trash cans because there's not a single guy on the roster who can step up to him, right? So even his development at the young age wasn't really, honed in, and he was always looking for accomplishments, so blue stars after practice, right? So he could feel the sense of accomplishment, and yeah, he had a pick six in one of the biggest upset games in the CIF playoffs, and that was really cool for him. I remember screaming like a little kid, man, because I couldn't believe that my brother scored a touchdown, and that was only the beginning of things to come. So
when you talk to Amed's teammates or just see him out on the field, he's so relentless, he's so passionate. He'll do anything for his guys, and he'll do anything to get the job done for him and his teammates and the school that he plays for. Where does he get that from?
That hunger, I think, is something that all the great athletes have, right? And it oftentimes it comes from unconventional, things, right? Like sometimes it's a hard upbringing, sometimes it's, challenges that they've faced or adversity that they've been through. And I think something unique to my brother is because he didn't get to play the game growing up, because it wasn't given to him. So many of us take it for granted, right? I as a coach, am always telling my players, hey, this is an opportunity that's going to be going away at some point. With no idea that this was the trajectory of his life, to then seeing what it could be. He didn't take it for granted, right? Hit that taking advantage of every opportunity to be a better person, to be a better player, to reach his goals, which are lofty but attainable, right? And he sees that he's getting closer. I think that just is encouraging him more and more, and it translates well to life. It translates well, especially to being a defensive end, right? Because if you can't be blocked for too long, right? And you get to the quarterback, and so he's been impressive, and that's one of his best qualities, and I don't think it's going away anytime soon because he's still hungry for more.
All right, our last one, because this story actually gets even more wild. Spencer Danielson, the current interim head coach at Boise State. Sure. You and him were teammates back in the day at Azusa Pacific. How special is it for him to be now leading your brother, and what was he like in his playing days?
Yeah, Spencer is a dog. I'm the biggest Spencer proponent. I love the guy. He's an amazing man. My brother stands on the table for him. He stood on the table for my brother, and I would do the same thing for Spencer. He's part of the reason why, Amed came to this school, because I knew that he was the type of man to lead my brother and help him develop, not just on the field, but off. Spencer has a tattoo that I remember from the locker room at Azusa Pacific. It really stood out to me, and it says, "I am my brother's keeper," because Spencer's brother, Ethan, played on the team as well. And it's one of those things that kind of shows who Spencer is as a man, and it's something that I identify with too, because I am my brother's keeper, right? It's taking on that challenge of helping raise Amed and develop him, and now getting a chance to see it. It's like the fruits of the labor and that relationship. Just amazing to see how it's all come full circle, how every step of the way God's had his hand in it, and man, it's been a blessing. I can't wait to see what's next for Spencer. Hopefully it'll be here at BSU, and it was great at APU. I can't wait to see what they do together.
Man, it really has been a crazy story, a wild ride, and of course it is just getting started. Yeah. Corey, thank you so much for joining us today, and we will see if Amed can continue his streak, make it 9 games in a row with at least 1 sack.
I'm betting on it.
Amed Hassanin, 12 sacks on the season, second most in the Mountain West Conference. No other player in the league has gotten to the quarterback more than Amed has over the last 2 months of the season. Joining us now live on Bronco Roundup Game Day, one of the best to ever do it at Boise State, John Molchon, a Super Bowl champ, a Boise State Mountain West Conference champ, and you're hosting a big party for everyone in your hometown, apparently. Thanks for having us, John.
Welcome to Vegas, baby. This is going to be a good one.
how are you doing? Give us the latest update on your life and your pursuit of your own football dream.
Yeah, I'm currently a free agent. I'm still training, still staying ready, and really just enjoying this now. I mean, this is a nice little blessing for me to be here for something that I thought I'd never be able to go see again. So God is good, and we're working hard.
I don't think any of us thought we were going to be here three weeks ago, but hey, sports are like the best thing ever, and we're standing here watching the Broncos in your hometown. How closely do you still follow the team, John?
Oh, I love this team. It's been such an amazing road, ups and downs, but this one's extra special to me because I'm pretty sure this is the last group of guys that I actually played with, so I'll definitely be seeing from the outside looking in next time. So I followed it all the way through. These guys are amazing. They worked hard, and they're going to earn it today.
I got to ask you about some of the guys on this offensive line. Did you overlap at all with a guy like Garrett Kern? I know you've been out for a little while, but this is Garrett's 6th year. You look at what he's been able to do this year, kind of like you, showing off that versatility, able to move around the offensive line a little bit. He was only an honorable mention on the All-Mountain West team this year. I had him on the first team, maybe because I get to watch him every week. But how good has he been for this team this year?
Oh, he just summarizes the whole group. I mean, let's talk about how good they are as a group. They're an amazing offensive line group. And I think what he embodies is what the entire group resembles, which is versatility. Yes, he's an amazing pass blocker. He's an amazing run blocker. He's nasty at the point of attack. And I just think the versatility on this O-line and what he's done more than me. He's played center in college football. He's moved around. And I'm just so proud of these guys. And they really earned it, and they are impressive.
I want to ask you about Mason Randolph. He's kind of the younger guy of the group, but in terms of his athleticism and what he can do, man, I think he might be the next Boise State lineman that eventually makes his way up to the next level.
I certainly believe you. I was talking to Kern about him, and then I'm learning about him as well. And I know he got recognized last year for awards, and I know that he's doing an amazing job, and he's also one of those guys that's going to be able to play wherever they need him to, and he's doing really good.
Just looking at this thing from the outside now, John, after you spent a bunch of time at Boise State as a player, how does your perspective change when you take a step back and watch now as a fan?
Well, I know when I was a player, you would see things from the outside, and I told myself I'm never going to be that guy as a fan. And I know it's tough to do sometimes, and just being patient was the biggest thing for me, and knowing that these guys are working through it. You know, there's things I don't know what's going on, and I just think taking a step back and let them do their thing, I mean, everything would smooth out. And I just think being a fan outside looking in, it's just amazing to sit back and enjoy it. And these guys are going to enjoy it out here on the field today, and I'm going to really remember the good times because I wish I could be out there as well.
Before I let you go, you blocked for some pretty good running backs at Boise State. In the NFL, playing with the Bucs, you won a Super Bowl. You've seen it all. How does Ashton Jeanty compare to some of the elites that you've come across in your time?
This guy is a creative player. This guy is insane. He is amazing to watch, and it's a delight to see him at work. I mean, yes, I play with amazing players, and Jeanty would be one of them as well. This guy is outstanding, and I'm just so impressed with the things that he shows on the field.
I do have one more for you. Your parents were so cool during your time here at Boise State. It was always so fun to connect with them. I know they're here, but if you know John Molchon, you might know this story. How is your pet snake doing?
Delilah is doing amazing. Okay, right. They're taking good care of her for me. Pretty soon I may take her on, but they're doing amazing. Delilah's good.
Okay. John, you're the absolute best, man. We really appreciate you. John Molchon, an All-Mountain West offensive lineman here at Boise State, back to cheer on the Broncos as a fan tonight. We have more on Bronco Roundup Game Day live from Allegiant Stadium right after this.
Second and goal from the 8. It's Williams into the short side of the field.
What's up, y'all? This is Avery. I just want to give a shout out and wish good luck to my Bronco brothers.
Slips free and scores a touchdown.
I know y'all gonna put on and do a great job in the championship game. And I know you guys are preparing all week. Offense, you're gonna need to move the sticks, stay on track, protect the football, score in the red zone. Defense, communication, eliminate explosives, eye control. make the tackles that need to be made, and take the ball away. And in special teams, man, y'all know what we get down, man. GCST, man. Game-changing special teams. Make a play. We the heart of the team. I love y'all boys. Man, y'all inspire me. Man, through all the adversity, all the ups and downs, look where y'all at, man. Make the most of it. I love y'all boys. I love you, Coach D. Almighty.
You can hear the Boise State chants. The atmosphere really picking up here at Allegiant Stadium. A nice showing of the blue and orange. Always fun to hear from the alumni like Avery Williams. Also, J.L. Skinner just tweeting out, "This is what you come to Boise State for. I love it. Bring back that trophy." The Broncos will be operating with an interim head coach for at least one more game. Earlier today, for the first time in the history of Bronco Roundup Game Day, a head coach joined us live on Channel 7. Let's go back and listen to what Spencer Danielson told us on Bronco Roundup Game Day this morning. Welcome back live inside Allegiant Stadium. For the first time, maybe in the history of Bronco Roundup Game Day, the head coach of the Boise State football team willing to join us on game day. Interim head coach Spencer Danielson joins us now. And Spence, I don't know if you just heard Avery Williams or not, but if you need a hype guy, one last speech to deliver the boys, I suggest hitting up your old man, Avery Williams. Good morning. How we doing today, Coach?
Well, Jay, good morning, and I'll tell you one thing. I was fired up before, but listening to Avery speak, I can promise you it's about to go down today. I mean, I adore that young man. He's changed my life significantly in all facets. But no, we're so fired up, Jay. Bronco Nation, we appreciate you guys so much this whole season. The ups, the downs. You guys never flinched either, and we're doing this for everybody. This is for the team, and this is for Bronco Nation. We love you guys.
Spencer, you have wrapped your arms around this program for the last 7 years. I talked with Avery Williams, Scott Matlock, Brett Rippon, a number of your players, past and present. What is it like as you go through all this to have some of those guys kind of give you that bear hug and get you through this?
Oh, it's amazing, Jay. I mean, these young men that are in this program, and especially the ones that have left and are doing amazing things in life. I mean, that's why we coach. Seeing these young men successful when they leave here, that's what a college student athlete should be getting, is an experience here that's going to change their life. And I promise you, in their time at Boise State, they changed mine. And seeing them either come back around the building, the calls they've been giving me, their teammates, their brothers, I mean, that's why I love this place. That's why I love this brotherhood. And that's why I've been here for so long and I want to be, because of these players and because of Bronco Nation to support. So, I mean, and like we talk about a lot, I can't start crying too much pregame, but it's just because my deep love for these kids, and they impact my life all the time.
Spencer, how much fun have you had over these last couple of weeks getting the chance to step in to the interim head coaching spot?
Jay, it's been an absolute blast. And it's been an absolute, even with all the uncertainty, there was a lot of times where people thought the season was completely over, and it was still so much joy because these young men, these coaches never flinched. When there's so many different reasons for them to look somewhere else, leave, think about themselves, not about the team, nobody did that in our building. And it's a testament to our players and our coaches. And so it's been an absolute joy. Every time I'm driving in the morning, I cannot wait to see these men and be around them because they impact me so much. When you go to the practice field, to a walkthrough, even just hanging out with them, the joy that they give me, the fulfillment that they give me, seeing their smiles on their face, seeing them work their tail off, fail at something, learn from it, and work their tail off to get it fixed. Because once again, that's life. And so it's been an amazing experience. I love every bit of it, and I'm so proud of this group.
Spencer, since we got you live on game day, give us a little peek. What's going on right now? Boys eating breakfast, and when do you head over to the stadium?
Yep, we just finished walkthroughs. We just started breakfast. I'm going to go crush some French toast here in a couple minutes, and then we're going to get ready to go roll over the stadium here in a little bit and get this thing kicked off. We're going to work our tail off, Bronco Nation, to bring that trophy back home where it belongs.
One last one for you, Spencer. I'll get you out of here on this. What is the last thing you say to the boys before they take the field today for the 2023 Mountain West Conference Championship?
The message is going to be simple for me today, Jay. It's going to be complete the legacy. And right now, our guys have been writing it every single day. We're going to complete that legacy for this team, the 2023 Broncos today. And it will be something that I know these young men, Bronco Nation, will remember forever. We're going to do it together, but it's going to be complete the legacy.
Spencer, I appreciate you joining us on Bronco Roundup Big Game Day. The best of luck today. I will never take you for granted, my friend. You've done an unbelievable job leading this team. Good luck today.
Appreciate you, Jay. Once again, Bronco Nation, love you guys. We're in this together. Let's go get it done.
Man, it is always great to hear from Spencer Danielson. Anytime we get the chance to hear from him, you can really see the joy he gets out of coaching. Plus, it feels like with each win, Danielson is furthering his case to become the official head coach of the program for the next season. Impressively, athletic director Jeremiah Dickey and the search committee have remained tight-lipped about the nationwide search for a new head football coach. They're in the final phases of their in-person interviews, and no names have leaked yet as far as candidates go. However, on Monday, Danielson told us that he did interview for the top job over the weekend. He said he and Dickey had a great conversation, but right now the only thing on his mind is winning the Mountain West title game. Still, current players, even alumni like Scott Matlock, J.L. Skinner, Ty Jones, even guys all the way back as like Cedric Wilson, they've all made it clear they want to see Coach D drop the interim tag and become the official leader of this program.
Other than he's a great football coach, he's a great human being. From when I grew up, I definitely want to be like that guy. How he treats his kids, his 2 little girls, and how he treats his wife. I want to be like that guy.
I am, along with the other 109 guys in that locker room. Everyone in that locker room, the coaches upstairs, I mean, he makes everyone around him better every single day.
I'll tell him which wall, Coach D, you want me to run through, and I'll run through it. Like I said that before, I really love that guy.
The relationship he builds, not just with guys on defense, but guys on offense. I mean, the guys in that locker room, they love playing for him, and I think we're going to show that on Saturday as well.
Man, it is so apparent the players have made their pick, Brady. Time after time, we hear a guy voluntarily open up about the support that they want to lend to Spencer Danielson throughout this process. I know that Jeremiah Dickey's got a decision to make and has to play all this out and vet it and interview everybody that he believes could be a qualified candidate for this job. But gosh, Brady, the players, they have spoken, and it seems like they have chosen Spencer Danielson.
Absolutely, and I mean, Spencer is really making it tough. I do not envy Jeremiah Dickey to be in this position because he's done everything right since taking over this program and has put the Broncos in a position where they're not only succeeding, but they're having so much fun while they do it.
Yeah, he's charismatic, he's fun, the players love him. He's also an incredible soundbite. Brady, a couple weeks ago, you put together the Razor's Edge piece. Any updates on the Spencer Daniel-isms that we need to add to the chart now that he has been an interim head coach here for a couple of weeks?
Well, Jay, there's a couple that come to mind, and one huge omission that we messed up in for the Utah State game. Hats off is the big one. That's what he says to everybody. A lot of hats off's been going around because so many players are doing such a good job. Another one I think we got to pick up on, any team they're playing, I mean, they're going to have their hands full with the challenge, but the guys are excited to rise to that challenge, Jay.
At the end of the day, you are correct, Brady. And maybe he Spencer's wearing a lot of hats right now. He's a linebackers coach, defensive coordinator, interim head coach. So I guess he's got a lot of hats to take off at this point in time. We're going to check back with Brady in just a minute. But first things first, it is cake day for Ashton Jeanty. And any day you get to watch Ashton Jeanty play football is a good day, in my opinion.
You know, it's hard. I mean, I think there was that run versus San Diego State. You know, in particular, I think it was maybe the ball was on our 35-yard line. And just the amount of different guys that he made miss. You know, my case for him is, what does this year look like if he doesn't miss 2 or 3 games? I look at the production that he's put up. This is outstanding production for a guy, some of the best production maybe we've had in school history, for a guy that missed 3 games and probably wasn't fully healthy for another 1 or 2 games. I think that speaks volumes to him, and I'm excited to watch him run for the Broncos for a long time.
Ashton Jeanty has been so much fun to watch this season. Not only has he done such a great job this year, he's been able to do it while missing 2.5 games. You look at some of his stats that he's leading in the Mountain West Conference this season. I think 18 total touchdowns is the most impressive, tied for 5th most in the FBS. This week in our latest cut-up with Kekala Kaniho, the former Boise State standout, the 3-time All-Mountain West defensive back, we take a look at Jeanty and some of the other game changers on offense.
Green under center, drops back, hit as he throws, delivers a strike. Louder with the catch around the 30. He got his foot down, officially at the 29 for a gain of 18.
Back for another edition of Cut Up with Kekala. We begin with the first offensive series of the second quarter. This is one of my favorite series of the game. It's right after Taylon Green throws an interception in the end zone, and he comes back, and Bush Hampton instills some confidence in him, asks him to throw a couple of seam routes.
It's a fake to Jeanty, Green over the middle, caught by the tight end Louder.
And they get into this 3rd and 6 at the Air Force 43, kind of in no man's land, so you got to execute. Take us through it.
Yeah, for sure. It's all about just reloading onto the next play, and we do a great job here. Kind of what we've been doing all year with our offense. We start in one formation, we shift Taylon down to under center, we also shift the tight end over to the opposite side of the field, and then our movement starts from the opposite side. So we bring our receiver in motion here, and what you're going to see is we end up releasing the tight end from the backfield out down the field on a vertical route, and this is your typical cover 3 beater. You've got an outside cornerback for Air Force playing his deep third. With the play action, some of the underneath defenders got sucked down towards the line of scrimmage, and you can see we just have one safety in the middle of the field. And so to this side of the field is a flat defender, hook defender, outside third defender, and middle third defender. And if you get that look with this outside vertical stretch route where you have somebody down here in the flat, somebody down here towards the middle of the field, usually 12 to 18 yards, and then you have a receiver down the field going vertical, what you'll see is that it takes your deep third defender out of the picture because he has to cover that deep guy. If you can make enough action in the flat to pull your flat defender down, it opens up that middle window, which you can get a 12 to 15 yard chunk usually in. And so we do a great job reading this from the quarterback's perspective of, we got the cover 3 look, we got this flat defender biting down on our flat route, our tight end is there, let's put this ball right on the money, catch. That's good on Saturdays and on Sundays, 2 feet in.
The thing I like about this play too is, Taylon's more comfortable throwing from outside the pocket, right? And on this play here, along with a couple of the plays earlier in the drive, Bush Hampton's asking him to stick in there and throw from the pocket. And he's doing a great job. Pressure in the face, makes a big time throw. And then by converting that 3rd and long.
From the Air Force 12.
He caps the drive with a 12-yard touchdown run. Boise State's on the scoreboard.
Helani gets the fake. Green goes to the left. 10-5. Taylon Green into the end zone for the touchdown. Beautiful fake by Green. He ends up with his 7th rushing touchdown of the season, and Boise State leads it 9-0. Under center this time is Green. Jeanty is the lone back.
On to the second quarter now. We highlight Boise State's magic man, Ashton Jeanty.
They're going to fake it to Jeanty. Green still with it. Flat pass out in the flat to Jeanty. Made the catch. First down and more. Into the clear to the 40, to the 50, to the 40. Hurdles a man. To the 30, to the 20, to the 10. 5. Touchdown, Ashton Jeanty. 75 yards on the screen pass, and Boise State stretches the lead to 16-3.
1st and 10 on the Boise State 25-yard line, and Ashton Jeanty makes this thing a 1-play scoring drive in a hurry.
Sometimes you can get down the field in 15 plays, sometimes you get down there in 1. So what we do a great job of here again is we use guys before the snap, moving around. We start a guy in the boundary, we bring that receiver across the field, and like we've been talking about all year, it makes their secondary and their linebackers start moving around, trying to figure out where their new keys are, where their new alignment should be. And that, as you can see, gives the defense just enough sway and pull to come to the field side. And what we can do is we sneak out our Mountain West Player of the Year. Best guy on the team offensively right now, out, screen. The best part about it though, he catches the ball and he's got 10 yards of room because we have 3 offensive linemen. One is 10 yards down the field, one's 15 yards down the field, and the other is 13 yards down the field. they're all going to block one guy each. And Ashton he hasn't been touched yet. See you later, make a miss, meet me in the end zone. Let's go, boys.
Man, this offensive line has been so good this year. Those guys downfield, Ben Dooley, Mason Randolph snapping the ball, getting downfield in a hurry, and then Garrett Curran, who somehow was only an honorable mention in the Mountain West. That guy should have been a first-teamer, in my opinion. This offensive line has been so huge. You give Ashton Jeanty a moment of daylight, boom. It's time now to put a bow on this show. About 30 minutes to go until kickoff, but we got to wrap things up here live from the sideline at Allegiant Stadium. You can see the guys warming up on the field as the countdown to kickoff grows closer and closer to 0. Alexander Tubner getting ready to rock and roll, coming off one of the best performances of his career, in all honesty. His tackle efficiency rating in the last game, one of the best individual performances by a Bronco this entire season. An incredible job by number 34 over this last part of the year. Also, DJ Schramm, a key piece of that Boise State defense, beginning to get healthier and healthier. I want to welcome in Brady back to the episode, back to the show as we kind of wrap things up here. But Brady, as long as we talk about keys to the game, I'm going to start on defense. Amed Hassanin, you highlighted him a little bit earlier. We know the force that he has been. You also spoke with Spencer Danielson about Andrew Simpson and the game record that he is really turning into earlier this week. What did Spencer have to say about Andrew and his ability on the defensive side of the ball? You know, the thing that has just been most impressive about Andrew Simpson is that he finds a way to be impactful every time he gets an opportunity. He's one of the guys, as Spencer likes to say, he hopes that they're running the ball to his side because he wants to be involved, he wants to go make a play, and that's something, you know, you can't teach and you love to have on your team. I just love the fact that Boise State is definitely taking a big step on defense. You know, they really had a tough time generating consistent pressure earlier on in the year, but 13 tackles for loss for Andrew Simpson over the last 6 games. Amed Hassanin trying to chase down a 9th straight game with a sack. The guys on defense have been great. We flip over to the offensive side of the ball as you see some of these guys warm up and go through the final stages of walkthroughs. You know, we don't always know the full picture about what these guys go through, but I promise you, Taylon Green putting it all out on the line today. Guy's been a warrior, playing a little bit banged up. He's coming off one of his best performances of the year when it comes to his efficiency. I know that he had 2 turnovers last week against Air Force, but outside of that, 13 of 17, 1 touchdown through the air, 1 touchdown through the ground. I think the ground is where this team is going to live today, though, Brady. You look at the running backs that Boise State is going to put out there with George Halani being healthy, as well as Ashton Jeanty. I love them getting behind the offensive line tonight against UNLV. Would you agree? Oh, of course, and it's been so fun. We've been waiting the entire season to get both Ashton Jeanty and George Halani healthy at the same time. We got a taste of it back at the Utah State game and then again in the Air Force game. The thing that's so special about having both of them, if one of them isn't having a career night, a phenomenal outing, you can almost guarantee that the other person is going to. They play so well together, and it's so hard to not only stop one of these guys, but you have to find a way to stop both of them if you want to be effective against that Boise State offense. Another thing I want to bring back to Taylon Green, I mean, we have talked about how special his response has been this season. Something I like to look at, he's really gotten more of the wide receivers and the tight ends involved. We talked a little bit about the fact that the tight ends haven't been a mainstay necessarily at Boise State. That's been changing a little bit. Got a little bit more production out of the 6th-year senior Riley Smith in his final game on the Blue last week. Matt Lauder has also been extremely impressive. Taylon Green's already tossed a pair of touchdown passes to him, and we're going, we continue to see him make some nice throws over there at the end of the game last week. All right, well, thank you so much for tuning in with us to Bronco Roundup Game Day's digital-only show. For Jay Tust alongside our entire crew, thank you. And we're going to see how this game ends up. We'll be back in the news at 5 and 6 tonight for our post-game analysis. And, of course, we're going to live stream the post-game press conferences on KTVB.com, the KTV YouTube page, and KTVB App Plus. For now, happy game day. We'll hopefully be reporting some good news later tonight.